Yeah, man, so I guess we'll drop another one for him, man. So how was your week, bro?
My week was great, man. How about yourself? Got a lot of stuff done at work, man. My week was good. How about yourself, man?
It was a good, busy week. And so the twins, they're about to start kindergarten here. Well, my daughter starts in July, and my son's going to start in August. They're going to different schools, so
it's always fun.
Just getting ready for that, and then their preschool graduation is coming up.
Right.
So just running back and forth.
You got twins, right? So that's always a beautiful thing. You get to see them grow up side by side.
Right.
Good.
Yeah, we gotta get into some of this craziness, and so I'm Brown.
I'm your boy Major, man, and together we are What You Said.
What You Said. Podcast where we cover a lot of the issues that affect us.
A lot of different topics. We're gonna touch on a little bit of entertainment, a little bit of politics, geopolitics, sustainability. We like to do stuff with the children, trying to help out the future.
Right.
So
I think we're gonna roll some of that footage from earlier. I'm still kind of. It was a good type of tired.
Yeah.
You know?
You got to get out there and put your hands in the dirt every once in a while. You know.
We got 24 raised beds done today.
I don't know about what. Did it feel like a coming around of a circle? It's like circling back around.
Absolutely.
Cause I remember when we was doing this. How many years ago was that?
2012 when we did the first one.
Yeah, and then the circle back around. 12 years later, it felt like we was right on time. You ever notice when stuff just starts lining up just perfect? You know, you just feel like you on time with, I don't know, the seasons, the universe, or whatever we tapped in. So.
Synchronicity, all the way tapped in.
Yeah.
So saying that to say, I think about timing, and so you know the eclipse happened a couple weeks ago, right? And so there's a lot of content creators, a lot of people just saying a lot of paradigms seem to have changed since that. I don't know if it's superstitious.
Right.
But it does, tying that in, I think about Cat Williams, there's been this, I'll call it spirit or energy of contention, this beef.
Mercury's in retrograde.
Okay, that's what it is.
Yeah, I don't believe in it, but I know somebody's saying it out there.
Right.
Yeah.
But as over the last, if you say about 2 weeks now, this Kendrick and Lamar, K-Dot and Drake beef. Before I get, what do you think about that?
Man, I felt like it was good for the culture. Like Drake said, I'm glad he got him out. I'm glad he brought him back outside, let him come out and play with the kids on the playground. Because Kendrick drops when he wants to, and it was just good. It's good to see two talented people go head to head. I felt like they dropped a couple low blows. Both of them walked away with a black eye. Ain't nobody come out unscathed, but I liked it. It was good for rap. What about you? It
was good for, well, as a hip hop musician, somebody that likes the essence of hip hop. I think it was good to get back to lyricism, getting away from some of the ratchet where it's been going.
Yeah.
Right, a good contrast to that, but it's real deep. Both of these are very. These aren't just regular rappers. These are literally top tier.
Yeah.
K-Dot masterfully said, "I'm not with the top three. I'm just top me."
Right.
Big me or whatever. But I think about. It takes me back to Pac. So we were in high school when Pac and Biggie was going through that, and I remember here in Kentucky, people were actually split up about that.
Yeah.
And so I'm kind of seeing that now, where people are being galvanized to one side or other. When we think about other beefs and how it directly ties into this, and so we know Drake is his mother's Jewish, so he's obviously pro-Israel, and then when you think about the essence of what Kendrick Lamar represents, he kind of represents that
indigenous black side.
Yeah.
Free the slaves, like he said. Like you always rapping like you trying to free the slaves, which somebody got to do it. Somebody got to take up the mantle. I felt like both of them end up slinging a lot of mud though, and it ain't helped nobody.
Do you look at Drake a little differently? So there was that time he wore blackface. This was a couple years back. I think he explained it. And the line he said about acting like he's trying to free the slaves, it made me feel a certain type of way.
Oh, yeah, he's definitely culturally dumb to the fact that it's certain shit you shouldn't say.
The fact that you feel this way and the I ain't gonna say majority, a lot of the base that put Drake in the position where he is black culture.
He's got another line, something like, I'm whooping you niggas like the American slaves or some shit like that, something crazy like that. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, some crazy shit.
And so I really wonder, word for word, bar for bar, I'd have to call it a tie.
Yeah.
If we're just looking at the lyricism.
Mm-hmm.
But I think when we look at the overarching just dynamics where we are in society right now,
Mm-hmm.
so many other things going on. I think, especially with our community, anything that's dividing us right now is wrong to me.
Right.
Right now, I think we're being shown every day that we don't have a lot of friends around the world. And so I do wonder how coordinated this was. Was K-Dot just sitting in his room somewhere and like, you know what, I'm going to just start a beef? Or was there some sort of coercion? Because, this is making money for some people.
A lot of people. Yeah, somebody's getting a lot of bread off this. It does feel a little orchestrated, but I feel like it's been brewing for a long time. I mean, they've been taking subliminal shots at each other for years, and hey, I feel like it just finally boiled over with that. And J. Cole came in there and stirred it all the way up.
I'm good.
Yeah. He pulled one by the neck while he was holding the other one back and let him into the box, and that's what happened. So, but yeah, it was good. But I do feel like there's a lot more things going on in the world right now that are more important than just Drake, and we can touch on that a little bit.
Real quick, when we was stopping to get something to eat, you brought something up to me. Who was that?
Vince Staples.
Vince Staples.
Yeah.
Basically, if you want to kind of go into that, because I think that's very interesting about the labels.
So basically, with the AI coming in, they basically took what used to be your regular structure of a label and basically dissolved all the labels, end up consolidating a lot of that power into like one entity and laying off a lot of the staff that would generally be people from the culture that could step in and keep the culture going, that would represent us now. I mean, in a good light now. A lot of those jobs will be done by AI, and that'll be left up to whatever pool that the AI is pulling to come up with whatever answers to to the questions you asked.
Drake used, I think, Snoop and Tupac.
That's fucked up.
AI.
That was fucked up.
Think that was fucked up? What did him and Kendrick have in common? I'm gonna ask like this: who used the AI first?
Oh, what do you mean?
Remember Kendrick had the deep fake video.
Where they was changing the faces.
Yeah. Kobe, I forget, OJ.
Tupac. Yeah.
And so saying that to say these are both great artists, and we understand on the street level the influence of hip hop, but on a political level.
Yeah.
Because Drake, some people see him as Aubrey Graham, but there's more people to see him as this is our bag.
Right.
He's a business.
Absolutely.
He's a multi-billion-dollar business.
Yeah, yeah.
When you think about the average company, they're not worried about old cats like us. It's like, a company wants to get the new generation. And so I do wonder with hip-hop, with these two, not just them two, but AI being introduced to something cool, and then these labels consolidating, like you're saying, it's not going to be no black rappers after a while.
Man, it's not going to be a lot of black people after a while, because what I'm saying is the AI is coming in and all the... They was content to lock us up for the longest, and now they kept certain people out and they let them work in the fields. They let us go out and work in the fields so we could generate them taxes and they could get them taxes off of us. And if we thought the pressure was on us at first, now we got to not only compete with the immigrant people coming in, we're gonna have to compete with AI just completely wiping that whole job out. So if you don't have like some tangible skills, some tangible something that's really worth some money in the real world, your job's gonna be in danger. Preferably something you can do with your hands.
Not to throw shade on anybody, but right now I think about how many people, I think they said Kendrick broke record as far as streams in a day. He broke the record on streams in a day. Crazy. And I think about how many human beings, especially melanated people, were talking about this beef.
Mm-hmm.
But then simultaneously, so you know what the BRICS are, right?
Yeah.
That's Brazil, Russia, India, China, and South Africa. So BRICS is a group designed to bring together the world's most important developing countries to challenge the political and economic power of the West. United States, England, nations of North America and Western Europe. So just recently, as of January, Egypt, Ethiopia, Iran, and Saudi Arabia and United Arab Emirates were invited to be a part of it. Since then, we're going into May, there's 50 other countries now that are applying to be a part of the BRICS.
You know how I feel about that before you keep going? I feel like it's all the brown people all over the world that the West has been giving the middle finger to for the last 70, 100, 150 years, and now they got enough power. They got some balls and they standing up saying we ain't taking this shit no more. That's why you got the people in Burkina Faso in Africa. They kicked out the French. You got a couple more
Niger,
and they kicking out the French. All of these people, all of these countries, these people are getting kicked out of. We think it's natural that these people speak French. When no, after World War II, they came through and they came to an agreement. We ain't gonna fight each other no more. We're gonna go over and steal these other natural resources. And they split Africa up into 50-something little countries, and they've been raping and pillaging and exploiting it ever since. So
my confusion is kind of off script. So all it takes is going into Walmart, the north side Walmart.
Right.
And you'll notice, like, wow, you really don't see any native blacks anymore.
Yeah.
You don't see any native blacks. It's Africans and Mexicans, which is cool. You know, if you need to go to a store to spend money, cool. But I think about how are we in this part of the diaspora supposed to see that? Because those upheavals in that part of the world,
right.
You know, we're no longer in a world where, okay, I watch this on my television. Oh, it's time to watch basketball and I turn it off. Like, no, this is affecting us. It's affecting
on a daily basis, hourly.
What our children are going to be able to earn. So we have this going on in 2024. But okay, so say BRICS is supposed to say, I'm not going to say it does. It's actively in motion of replacing the dollar as the global trade currency.
Oh yeah, it's definitely going to shake up the paradigm.
What is that going to do for my $100 bill that I have in my pocket? The value of it. Like on one end, like you said, these people in this African nation shouldn't be speaking a European language, right? So on one end, you kicking those people out, you could say that's a win, right?
Right.
But then, as the West, like you and I, we weren't the ones making these decisions, right?
Yeah, we just happen to be living over. We
happen to be living over here, but the $100
is my $100.
It's going to be affected in your pocket, and so. When we talk about, like, so many people were going deep with the Drake and Kendrick beef. Yeah. Like, very intricate. I mean, there was the conscious, there was the hip-hop, there was the business, the legal, like, so many different dynamics focusing on that beef. And, you rarely hear a critical mass of us even talking about these international changes that aren't over the hill. It's not something conspiratorial that's coming later. Like, y'all. Yeah, this is in motion.
Black conspiracy theorists talking.
The Federal Reserve, just to put in perspective, your great grandparent was alive when the Federal Reserve was came about. That was in 1914.
Jekyll Island.
Yeah. The state of Israel, we'll touch on that a little bit. Technically,
1940s.
1947 or 1949, right?
Yeah.
So all of these things that are changing the world technically didn't happen that long ago.
Exactly.
And so our dependence and trust in the dollar as it is, the U.S. the currency that we've come accustomed to, currencies go in ebbs and flows.
Right.
I think I heard something say it's about every 100 years a currency goes up, falls, up, and falls. And so we find ourselves in that paradigm right now. And unlike the people, I guess, when the Federal Reserve first came about and it changed the global economic order, we wasn't distracted. There wasn't a Kendrick and Drake beef.
Right.
You know, these people, correct me if I'm wrong, in 1920s, that's when...
the Great Depression.
It was the First World War, and then the Depression came in the 30s. We were still agricultural people.
Right.
You know, we were out doing the gardens today.
That's what they Dust Bowl.
Dust Boats. We were agricultural, we were mechanical.
Right.
We actually owned more land then.
I bet.
In 1925, we had 15% of the land in North America.
And you talking about us, right?
Yeah, we had 15% of the land in North America, to where now we own less than 0.1% of the land.
They done parceled it up.
Yeah.
You gotta think about these little neighborhoods. Now people's.
I'm talking about farmland.
Oh, you're okay.
Specifically farmland. But even in that, and so technically Asians have more stake, make more money out of Americans' economy. Put it like this, black, what we call black, make up 12.9% of the labor.
Yeah.
In North, just picture this in your head. 12.9% of the labor, and we only get 9.6% of the U.S. wages. In this same graph, and I encourage the family to fact check us. You know, some of these things I wish we were wrong, right?
Yeah, you can check us.
We make up 13% of the households, and we only have 4.7% of all the wealth of this multi-trillion-dollar country. And I'm saying that to say, I don't want to talk your head off, but it's really been eating at me.
Yeah.
Because as entertaining as the Drake and Kendrick beef has been, like these global changes are like 1 trillion times more important because we're arguing over 2 millionaires.
Yeah, that's making millions more money for whoever's pushing the buttons behind them. They gonna make millions more dollars for themselves, and our dollar is steadily losing value every day. And the way that you was talking about earlier, the changing of the currencies, they gonna make it so we don't see it because they're not gonna make it abrupt. But you're gonna look up in your eggs, it's gonna be $5-6. You can look up in your milks, $8. And you know they'll keep the gas down long enough so they can change the food prices, and then they'll adjust the food prices to get the gas back up. And once they both settle out, both of them's at a whole new high, a whole new level, and you spending more money, and you ain't earning more money. So it's just the way it's going.
And so I think in California you're gonna have to start having these protests about wages. So yeah, we'll take your wages up, but we're gonna cut all of these jobs.
Yeah.
So you can have a higher wage for the next 2 months.
Yeah.
But then it's either gonna be replaced by one of these people coming over here.
Or
you gotta work for 1/4 of what you're working for, or a robot.
Them teller machines where you go up, you scan your own stuff. It recognizes not only the barcode, it's got a digital scanner where it can recognize the product that was put up. And then all they're gonna need is, and if you don't pay for it, they can lock the doors automatically on you.
I heard a story this week that Walmart is actually going to start implementing more of the in-person checkout again because they've been losing so much money for people stealing.
Yeah.
So you got to wonder on a corporate level. I think it was Uber ended up losing money for like 9 years in a row, something crazy that.
Before they started to win. Yeah.
They're not winning yet.
Still not
winning. And I'm making all of these points to say, a lot of, when you're dealing with American farms, for example, 40% of these farms are subsidized.
Right.
Meaning, I'm not making money based on what it is I'm selling or growing.
Yeah.
The government's giving me money to not grow. The government's giving me money just to grow trees.
Yeah.
The government's giving me money.
Right.
We like to throw this welfare concept on us.
Right, when those are some of the biggest welfare recipients.
Right. So you got 5 of them that get $5 billion, and you got maybe 500 of us that get 1/4 of that billion.
Yeah.
But it looks like
you giving out monies to help people. And really, it's going to a few hands, and then it's starving a lot of the majority. You know.
I got a trivia question for you. How much money, since we were talking about Israel, how much money do you think Israel receives from U.S. every year?
Gotta be.
It's about the size of New Jersey. This is a country about the size of New Jersey.
I say at least $2 billion.
You said $2 billion?
Yeah.
Annually.
That's a year, right? Well, I don't know. They just gotta pick. Yeah, I say $2 billion before the war. Well, let's say $2 billion. What's the answer?
It's up considerably.
Let's say 20. 100.
Triple that. 300 billion
a year.
Annually.
A year.
Annually. That's just one country. there's other countries that the U.S., for military, it is a strategic partner.
Yeah.
But, as we're having these conversations about what we have going on in our respective
I was just about to say, what about our country? Because we just, like I was talking to you earlier, we just had a bridge get knocked down mysteriously. And I'm pretty sure that's causing a bottleneck in transportation and all different type of headache for the financial institution. But man, it's crazy. What you thinking, man? What do you think about the bridge that miraculous?
That bridge. So there's these black swan events, or the bridge. I think there's multiple things going on at any given time. I got to put on my tinfoil hat.
Okay.
I got to put on my tinfoil hat real quick. On a physical realm, we're in 2024. Why is our technology has to be up here by now, right? Why is a barge or a ship running into a bridge?
Right. Yeah.
I'm pretty sure hundreds of thousands of trips have been made under this bridge.
Mm-hmm.
Why at that time? On one end, the infrastructure in America is crumbling.
Absolutely.
I mean, you ride on the interstates, it's crumbling.
It's deferred maintenance, so they can take that money and use it somewhere else in the budget.
That's on a physical sense.
Mm-hmm.
But on the metaphysical sense, the bridge, right? Bridge over troubled water.
Mm-hmm.
Our bridges are breaking down, y'all.
Yeah.
Our bridges are breaking down.
Literally. And you could think about that as just the U.S.'s representation in the world, because, like, to bring it back to BRICS, all them people where you used to be able to look for them votes in the UN Assembly and all these little world organizational governments, now they more willing to side with China because they look like, hey, I know this is the current big dog. I know he the head lion in the pride, but Simba's on his way up. Mufasa's about to be on his way out, and Simba's on his way up, and I'm gonna go talk to Simba real quick, and Mufasa's gonna have less and less people sitting around him when he finally does kick the bucket, and that's the U.S.
Family. Let's put this in perspective. So, Songhai, Timbuktu, Nubia, Egypt,
all the great
all of the great African civilizations. Some of them lasted thousands of years.
Yeah,
you think about the Aztec, the Olmec, the Inca, the Mayans, the Western Washita, Washoe, Cherokee.
Mm-hmm.
These civilizations lasted thousands of years.
Right.
America has only been here barely 400.
Infancy.
And it's already
on this downward slope. That's because, man, it got most of its true wins off of military might. It was from a big stick. It was from gunpowder and the ability to kill innocents. You know what I'm saying? That they would be able to accumulate what they accumulated. Then they used the military bases and spread them all over the world to basically put checks and balances on everybody, and basically scared everybody into it was like, what's that movie? Get Down and Lay Down. What was that movie back in the day? But basically, you either or I think the Romans had it, you can either have silver or steel, or gold or steel. So basically, you can either take this money or I kill you and just take it away. Yeah. So either get down or lay down. And it's crazy. It's been dominated. They've been dominating ever since.
And so when you think about, once again, we didn't make those decisions,
mm-hmm.
but if I'm somebody from another continent coming here, obviously can't think like anybody else, but do you think they're going to look at you or me like, yeah, you're my friend?
Oh, hell no, you an American. Yeah, I mean, we going to walk out. Look, this is the weird thing. We walk out of America, ain't nobody going to accept us, and we don't speak no extra language.
Take that Western shit back. No,
yeah.
we don't want no Western shit, right?
The Russians come over here, they speak Russian, Ukrainian, Polish, English, and Spanish. The Spanish come over here, they speak French, they speak different languages too. They got Portuguese, all these different places. And they come over here, they mess up on a couple English words, and we look at them like they dumb. When they honestly 4 times smarter than you are, because they know 4 other languages. So it'd be crazy how we feel so privileged. We have this American privilege from just being born here that we don't even understand that we have. And now the world is catching up to us, and we got to see how we adapt. And no, they're not going to look at us any different when they get over here. So
Like,
we might need to team up.
You're in this jungle like me.
Yeah.
You want access to that stream, the rabbits, the deer, whatever, the flora or fauna?
Yeah.
I do too.
Mm-hmm.
And so the question becomes, and this goes back to the basis of our conversation, goes back to the gardens we work on and what we've been doing with Heroes since, 2009.
2009, yeah.
What transferable skills in the wild case, inevitable case that BRICS does achieve upending the dollar as a global trade currency? That means the dollar will lose a lot of value very quickly. A lot of things change. Me going to work, say I'm getting 30, 40, 50, whatever I'm getting per hour at work is significantly going to decrease.
Right.
The price, because we ship so much from elsewhere, of what we pay for things isn't going to decrease.
Right.
And so when we're thinking practically as a group of people, what is our plan? What is our plan?
It's gonna take.
Can you pray this away? I'm a spiritual person, man.
Absolutely
I'm
not.
very spiritual, but
no, this is gonna take plan, and we're gonna have to come together, and it's gonna take some execution. So, but first you need somebody to take the initiative and build a plan. Some people don't move until somebody tells them what to do next. But you need somebody to build a plan, build the structure, to execute the plan, and then you realize it's like that movie, that baseball movie. If you build it, they will come. It's amazing. Like when we showed up today, I was amazed to see all the people that came out to the garden today, and it was beautiful. It was beautiful. It was good to meet some people we hadn't seen in a long time. It's just all coming back around.
An interesting thing about that dynamic, it was about 30 people total came through today. And there was no currency let me take that back. There was currency. There was no fiat money transferred in any of what happened today.
Right.
So we got all of those plants from the Cooperative Extension Office. There's a Cooperative Extension Office in every county in North America. And people just don't think about
over
it.
the head.
We didn't pay for that, and that was easily about $1,000 or more worth of plants.
Exactly. Yeah.
Right? Didn't pay for is just relationships. Shovels, all of that equipment was donated from just people in the community who was able to then come to the garden and pick from it.
Right.
So once again, even though money traded, the wood chips and for the pathways, donated from the city, phone calls, relationships.
Yeah.
All of those people that came today, like I didn't get paid anything, right? Like nobody got paid. But would you agree that was a beautiful...
It was beautiful, man. It was good to see. And just think about the relationships built with all those people there. You know, I learned some little kids' names. I learned some elderly ladies' names. You know what I'm saying? We was all sitting there. I don't know what was the other program that the other man had.
African American Arts Association.
Yeah, so that was dope to see him pop up with six brothers, teenage age, ready to get out here and put their hands in some dirt. That was dope to me.
That's a warrior class right there.
They definitely got exactly. Those is gonna be those is actually gonna be those is our tradesmen too. Those is gonna be our plumbers, our electricians, and our carpenters in this next generation, because they not pushing it. So you gotta. It's barriers to it. So you gotta at least want to get your hands dirty to want to work with your hands. So they exhibited that they was cool with that anyway. You know. You always have your ones that don't mind getting dirty, and the ones that want to sit back and they want to look good the whole time. And you got to have a little balance of both in your life, especially in our community where we can't sit back waiting for nobody to do it for us.
Well, you know, with everything we said today, at the end of the day, I am optimistic. We have a window of opportunity, and it's going like this. But there is a window.
Right.
I like to earn money.
Absolutely.
Right?
Yeah.
You know, I don't hate money.
No.
But
why should you?
You know, in this dispensation, it's important that we're developing transferable skills that are valuable in whatever culture. Every culture of people eats.
Absolutely.
Every culture of people eats. Every culture of people has some sort of desire to... Right now, the one thing that we ship around the world is entertainment. We don't own that anymore.
Exactly. Like we were speaking about earlier.
So as a melanated people who's serious about not just local politics, but global politics, what are we doing? Because it doesn't take there being a leader. There doesn't have to be like this one leader that you're listening to. It's literally just, you know, as we talk about with Neely Fuller, getting on a code.
Right.
And then being very specific about this code. I like the way you put it. People just first thing of getting your hands dirty, don't just play in the dirt, plant something.
Yeah, there you go.
Right? You're getting in the dirt for a reason.
Yeah, exactly. You can get in the dirt in the streets
and roll around.
And it be non-beneficial for you. You wasting way more time. You're going to come out with less money. The amount of money that you made at $30, $40, $100, you're going to end up spending it on food any damn way.
Mm-hmm.
So you could have took that time, invested it into that food, and then you could have had that food and took the money that you did earn later and actually did something else with it that would have been more productive towards it.
There was somebody, probably a young man or a young female there today that was observing the process and was looking at the tools and probably like, you know what, if this tool had this, been this way, their innovative part of their mind was working.
Right, now they inventors.
Yeah, so when the elders, like you said, when you build it, they come. Who is it? Who is the they? The they is the community and the talents within the community. We have the talents that our ancestors had.
Exactly.
Well, a lot of us tend to forget. You know, when we're having even a reparations conversation, we talk about what was taken from us and what's owed.
Right.
But a lot of times we skip over. Hey, y'all, this is a part of us.
Right. What's residual?
You can't
left.
take something of value from somebody that doesn't have anything.
Right.
But if I can make you consistently ask me...
You were the value in the whole equation.
Right.
We were the value. The slaves were the value. That's the reason why America could... That's where America came up at, y'all. It was the slavery shit. That's why they...
I'm gonna convince y'all.
Yeah, that's why they gonna fizzle out too soon, because they skip steps into becoming a great civilization. And now, after 200-300 years, you starting to see chinks in the armor, and as well the rest of the world. So now they position themselves strategically to be able to take advantage of the situation once Mufasa does fall.
But I'm optimistic.
Oh yeah. We just gotta figure out what to do with this money that we do have, so we can put it in some assets other than our bodies. You know what I'm saying, and retain some of this wealth that we're gonna start building.
And we need you to come to plus2tv.com and check us out. What You Said podcast and other great content on this channel, and we're really building it from the grassroots. When we talk about this gardening, is metaphysical, is literal.
From the mud.
From the mud. We get it from the mud.
Yeah.
Any support would help. Click the link below.
Yep. It's another episode of the What You Said podcast. It's your boy Major.
I'm Brown.
And we out. Peace.
Peace.